be it the genocidal attacks on the defenseless minority, be it the usurpation of the minority character of Aligarh Muslim University and fiddling with the character of Jamia Millia Islamia, be it the ever-threatening posture of uniform civil code so that the Islamic Sharia could be de-Islamized, be it selective arrests of Muslim youth and their fabricated presentation, be it the deadly upheavals at Nili in Assam, Muradabad in Uttar Pradesh and in Gujarat as a whole, be it the fiction of Islamic or Muslim terrorism, be it the ill treatment against Dalits, women and other weaker sections, etc. A distinguished name in English journalism that promoted all constructive issues and stood as a wall against all evils. Thousands of readers called it Radiance. Conceived by its promoters under the stewardship of Jamaat-e-Islami Hind, the Board of Islamic Publications launched it in 1963. Radiance is now a sincere witness to India's 50 years.
Radiance Viewsweekly is a landmark experience in English journalism. It was launched in July 1963. Since then, we have published 132 special issues on various important topics.
We can say in a way that the history of India is in twin with the history of Radiance. When Radiance started publication, at that time there was no other Muslim magazine.
Radiance always stood like a solid rock by substantiating its claims through telltale statistics and images. Of course, with its certain objectives like removal of prevailing misunderstanding about Islam, religious and social reforms of Muslims, fair and impartial presentation of Islamic standpoint with regard to country's political, economic and cultural problems. Radiance did not touch the issues concerned to Muslim minority alone. It dealt with issues like Sati Pratha, burning of brides for not bringing sufficient dowry, atrocities against Dalits and other non-Muslim minorities, economic recession, environment, alcoholism, sodomy and lesbianism, disrespect and caricature of religious personages and blasphemy. The Radiance's special issue on Sati has been widely appreciated and referred to by the Supreme Court also.
By the grace of Allah, Radiance had been always in the forefront of focusing on the general issues. For example, the Dalit problems, the problem of Sati, the problem of the suppression of women, and the need for empowerment of women. In this way, in spite of the fact that it was being published by Board of Islamic Publications and its main focus was the Muslim issues, it was always alive to the situation and it was always giving required attention or utmost attention for the national issues.
Deliberately avoiding sharp superlatives and harsh language, reasonableness coupled with the sweet alchemy of persuasion is Radiance's strongest weapon. It dealt with each and every irritant in right earnest. Radiance stands to help eradicate moral laxity, corruption and other social evils and check the tendency towards violence and intolerance. to champion the just cause of the various religious, cultural, and linguistic minorities and other weak and downtrodden sections of society, and to strengthen democratic forces in the country as against the totalitarian and fascist. Keeping in view journalistic ethics and responsibilities towards the country and its people, Radiance raises the issues in its true light. It always protests against every violation of fundamental rights granted by the Constitution and especially tries to safeguard the principle that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on religious ground. Radiance never hesitates to speak out against our government's foreign policy, especially in the context of the recognition of Israel by a few Arab states. It severely criticized the so-called Arab nationalism and pleaded for Islamization of Baitul Maqdis and the issue of land belonging to Palestinians. Having completed its 50 years, Radiance has got invaluable support from a number of scholars and frontline journalists. Prominent among them have been Messrs. S.P. Sinha, Kuldeep Nair, Gopal Mittal and Dr. Goyal, to name only a few. Sticking to its ideology and policy, Radiance did not and would not publish advertisements promoting family planning or interest-oriented schemes or anything compromising on morality and person of women. Its editorials as well as reportages are read by higher echelons simply because it projects the real ground reality. At the national level, Radiance is for mutual respect, mutual understanding, mutual trust, mutual confidence, and mutual solidarity. Presently located at Dawat Nagar in New Delhi, Radiance had a number of prominent persons from the community as our members, including Maulana Abul Lais Islahi Nadwi, Mufti Atiqur Rahman, Maulana Abul Hasan Ali Nadwi, and Maulana Abdul Majid Daryabadi. Its illustrious journey commenced with the participation and best wishes of men of this caliber. In the beginning, Radiance used to greet the nation with 12-page tabloid. Later on in 1995, it transformed into a 28-page and yet later in 2004 into a 36-page publication in demi-size.
Earlier, our special issues was being published in the black and white color, but now since 2008, we are continuously publishing all special issues in the multicolor, and the quality we have developed a lot.
Getting more valuable by its former editors who have rendered yeoman services, Radiance is presently running under the editorship of Mr. Ejaz Ahmad Aslam, Editor-in-Chief, and Mr. Sikandar Azam, Editor of the magazine. 50 years of its meaningful existence, Radiance is a silver lining in the otherwise dark clouds, and it is striving to prove it true.